Hey guys, it's Rachel and welcome back to the video, and today I am starting a brand new sketchbook with you guys, and we are going to be working on the first page together. Basically, if you guys don't know, it's kind of a tradition on my channel and a lot of other channels to draw on the very first page of a new sketchbook together and make a little video about it and talk about the sketchbook. So for all of the sketchbooks that I have drawn on in my YouTube channel, the first page has always been a picture of me of some sort, and I'm doing some kind of activity. So I know, like, the last one I was jumping in the air with a pencil, and the one before that I think I was in a candy store, but this one I wanted to do me performing at a concert, because this is something like I really want to do farther down the line, is maybe perform at a concert if my music ever did really well. Which, by the way, I have a new single coming out at the end of this month, and you guys can pre-save it. The link is in the description. But yeah, that's basically what I'm drawing today. I'm drawing me kind of like on a stage singing. The one thing that I did decide is to change it up a little bit is I usually go for the very cliche blue shirt, black pants that I always go for, because that's kind of like my character and it kind of goes with my profile picture. But I wanted to draw an outfit that I think I would actually wear at a concert. So I ended up going with like this black shirt, some chains, some like red plaid pants, and then like a little like flannel tied around the waist. I didn't want to go with like a long sleeve or a sweatshirt or anything, because I don't see myself wearing something like that, because you would just get really hot on stage. So also, I know I talk about posing a lot on my channel, but of course the posing was super important in this, because I wanted to, of course, add some motion to this, especially since it's at a concert. Like, what kind of artist do you see that just kind of like stands there in front of the microphone the entire time? A lot of concerts that I've been to, the artist is usually jumping around all the place, interacting with the audience, and just trying to get all of the energy out of the audience. So I decided to put a little star on the cheek of my character, because as you guys may or may not know, my name on like Spotify and Apple Music, or my artist name, is Wanderstar on all the platforms. Kind of like this branding thing I got going on with a bunch of stars. Plus, I think it looked cute, so. But I thought we would talk about some of the goals I have for this sketchbook. This is something that I didn't do in my other sketchbook arts and stuff, but I think it's a great idea. Basically, what I mean is I want to set a few goals of what I want to accomplish with this sketchbook, maybe what I want to work on or see improvement in throughout my entire sketchbook. So I made a little bit of a list right here that we can kind of go over together. Number one is keep making heroic sketches, but do more process work. So as you guys know, if you haven't seen my last sketchbook tour, which was my last video, I'll have it in a card if you guys want to check it out. But there was a lot of heroic sketches in that sketchbook. But the one thing that I tend to do is I usually just go into a sketch right away, and I don't do a lot of, I guess, play testing with ways to draw the clothing and the armor or hair, or kind of messing around with different colors and stuff. I usually just kind of think about what I would want in my head and then just draw it. And I think most times you're usually able to come up with a better sketch if you kind of mess around with different attributes and stuff. So instead of me doing one sketch and being finished, if I did like a few different sketches and then picked my favorite parts from each one, I could probably come out with a little bit of a better product. My next goal is to do more studies. I did this a little bit in 2 sketchbooks ago, but I didn't do it as much in my most recent sketchbook. This was mostly due to because I was doing a lot of heroic sketches and stuff, and just got filled up with a lot of random doodles and stuff. But I think that studies are like really important in sketchbooks in general, because a sketchbook is kind of where you learn as an artist. That's where you're practicing stuff. But maybe working on some studies like hands, facial features, like mouth positions. There's so many different things that you can do studies on. Like, you could literally do a study on anything, on like how to draw it. But there's definitely some like human features, animals and stuff that I really want to work on. Speaking of animals, that is my other goal. I think animals is probably like one of my weakest points in art. It's just something that I don't really do a lot of, because I'm very used to doing character design. As you guys obviously know on my channel, I do a whole lot of character designs, and those are mainly based off of humans. Whenever I'm drawing animals, I almost always have to have some kind of reference, and when I do end up having a reference, it kind of makes all of my drawings look more on the realism side, which is fine. Like, I totally get that, but I think that if I want to start bringing animals into like my game or some art farther down the line, it'd be nice to kind of find a way to bring the realistic features of an animal and kind of transfer it to my cartoony art style. Another thing that I want to do, which is kind of like a constant thing that I want to do and most artists always want to do, is kind of work on, again, improving my art style. You might have saw in my sketchbook tour, I ended up adding ears to my art style, so maybe I mess around with different ways that I shade, or I add new attributes to my art style. Maybe the rendering in Photoshop is a little bit different, or my color choices. just kind of like messing around with different ways to go about my art style or new things to add is always a really good idea, because as an artist you kind of want to always be evolving, always improving, always changing, and trying out new things. And then my last goal for the sketchbook is hands. So this is kind of like a running meme on my channel. I've gotten a few comments about it and I agree it's kind of funny. I tend to, whenever my character is holding something, is when I'll draw like actual fingers on the hand, and if they're not holding something, then the hand is just kind of like a stub. I don't really know exactly why I do this. I think it's partly to cut corners and partly it's just like how I've always done it, and I didn't really find an issue with it. So I think I want to do kind of more studies on how to draw hands without anything in them, just working on bringing that into my art style more and more and more, and like always implementing fingers farther down the line. Alright, so that is all for the goals of my sketchbook. To finish off this piece, I ended up adding a few like stars and random circles into the background just to kind of fill in the background and kind of correlate to the whole Wander Star theme, so adding more stars into the piece. And then I felt like it was still missing something of some sort, so I added this yellow outline glow to the outside of the character, and it looked really cool. This is something that I used to do a ton of when I was first drawing, and then I just kind of stopped it. Back when I was first starting, I used to take requests on Instagram of people asking me to draw them, and I would just draw them, and then most times I would end up adding this outline to the character. And I don't know why, I always thought it looked really cool. It kind of added a little pop of color, made it a little bit more interesting. So maybe I'll bring that back a little bit more. Alright guys, I'm really happy with this first sketch, and I can't wait to see all the cool stuff that I make in this brand new sketchbook, and I will be sure to share all of these sketches, art pieces, in another sketchbook tour, or you can see them kind of progressively on my Instagram. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment down below, let me know what you guys want to see next on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications for more awesome art videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!